G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. How are we all doing on this lovely evening, I suppose? Now, apparently it's going to rain tonight, but I reckon I can get a cheeky video out before it starts. What's been happening? I know I'm a little late on the upload of this one, but man was busy. Man had his 6-year anniversary with the missus and all that. You know how it is, priorities and such. But, ladies and gentlemen, today's a bit more of a video that can benefit both the older riders and newer riders alike, because it's something that, well, people seem to forget to do on a regular basis. Now, I'll see if I can find a place just up the road here and get me point across to what I'm actually on about. Now, the point I'm making today is that new riders and old riders, I'd say more so newer riders should probably keep this in mind than older riders, but it's never too good to not do something, and that is that riders seem to forget that they need to practice riding, as it were. Now, the way people seem to do this is to just go for a ride until you can find yourself a car park of some kind. So perhaps you go down to a place like this where you find a parking lot that's semi-empty. Here we are, great example. There's actually a little car show that happens down this way. It's the only reason I know this car park exists. So, if you're a newer rider, go for a ride around the area that you live in or something, or even areas you don't live in, and you can find yourself perhaps a spot sort of like this. And because you find a place like this, you can actually see how it's obviously a rather large car park. Now, I know it says it's an authorised vehicle only sort of place, but come on now. After hours, I don't think anyone's really going to care. Look at all the space you get. You get plenty of places to do your practice, your tight turns, your stop-starting rubbish and nonsense like that. So I'd recommend you go out and find yourself a location somewhat like that, because you're never too good to practice. Everyone's going to look at me because I'm a dodgy biker just cruising around. Oh, speaking of bikers, there's one right there. But the point being is, find yourself a car park that's nice and open, that's probably not too populated. It's easier to go later in the day than it is to go, say, working hours, obviously. Because the earlier you go in the day, obviously the chance of it having more people in it goes up. And if you're picking a parking lot near a bunch of food places, going later at night's going to be chockers as well. Ooh, I just burped in there, don't worry about that. So, timing is sort of everything when it comes to your parking lot practice and location. Now, some locations are going to have smaller parking lots, some of them are going to have bigger parking lots. But the point being is, just find yourself a parking lot that one can practice their champion manoeuvres in. Now, the reason you want a parking lot is because it's already got markings on the ground. Now, if you find a little open field that's got no markings, you can use tennis balls, or half-cut tennis balls and stuff like that. I find that to be a little bit more intense of a practicing regime thing, so I never did that. I just used to do bit of parking lot stuff when I first started, but then I just rode every day, so I got better regardless. So if you're not going to be willing to practice, because not everyone is, let's be honest, just give yourself the bike and the key and go out and ride all the time, because the more you ride, naturally you're going to get better at something, because it's a skill. You don't get a skill honed if you're not doing said skill. A master doesn't become a master by looking at YouTube videos or something. They become a master by the act of doing something. Alright, that should be enough lane filter in there. What am I hearing? But mate, someone's smoking marijuana around here. Fuck too. But yeah, just find yourself, there's a great example, a sporting parking lot. Look at that. Plenty of space to practice all day, every day, and you can do your tight turns, you can do your quick emergency stops, your slow riding. It's not that hard. Like, if you want to find yourself places, just go for a ride, and eventually you'll find something. Like, they're not hidden. Sometimes you find a hidden gem, don't get me wrong, but sometimes they're just out in the open, ready for you to touch them, you know what I mean? That's an interesting soundbite if you steal that one. But as I was going back to the other topic, if you're not the kind that wants to practice, it is sort of your own fault if you find yourself struggling at doing tighter turns and stuff like that. But look, you're gonna get better regardless, as long as you get out on the bike and ride it around. So if you're commuting all the time, you're naturally gonna get better at doing your stopping and your starting If you're turning a lot, you're going to naturally do a lot better at your tighter turns. It's just a matter of, do you use all your skill set when you're riding on your commute? So I have to often do U-turns. I often have to do stop-starts because there's quite a lot of almost accidents where I ride because of the nature of the areas I ride in. Everybody knows those kind of places where the drivers just ain't quite driving the way they should be, you know what I mean? Ooh, boy, let's boogie into here. 3, 2, 1, and... Oh, you'll have to see that prediction go right. But man, the amount of crashes and drops you see a lot of bikers do, more so new ones, but even old ones, that are preventable because they just don't practice. It becomes a little bit laughable the more and more you ride. And it's true, like I find it quite hilarious when you see people dropping in simple solutions. Now look, I've dropped my bike in stupid ways. Like in the driveway, I've dropped it because I forgot to put the kickstand down, and I've dropped it in Hugh's driveway because I had it on the paddock stand with the kickstand up like an idiot. But, you know, such things happen. Oh, I think it's starting to rain a little bit. But sometimes mistakes are the only way you're going to learn something, and now it's happened twice. It's not a mistake I tend to make ever again, but it's already happened, and I've laughed about it a million times. But that's how I got my lovely dent on my tank. And low sliding around a hairpin while that one's just pushing a cruiser bike beyond its limits. But hey man, such is the ways of the world. Ooh. You know, I was noticing, I went back to my old bakery that's here. Now, I know it's been gone for a while, but now it's just a cute little cafe I have yet to try out. So that'll be fun. Everything's changing, man. The world is changing and my bike is staying the same. Oh, I want the powerful boy. But I tells you what, in this country, riding a big bike is probably going to be one of the more boring things to do. So that's why R7 seems so appealing, because they've got plenty of road power. Oh, is this a special lane just for me? I love it. Now, I know this is just as dangerous because people can open their door, but that's why I'm riding basically online. But man, like I was saying, you see that many videos on YouTube of guys just doing U-turns and dropping their bikes. It's because they don't practice how to do U-turns on their bikes. It's not like it's a skill that you shouldn't have. Everyone's going to have to do a U-turn here and there. Moving your bike without your bike on as well, I think, is something that people need to practice. Either waddling the bike or getting off the bike and pushing it around. Now, that is a lot harder than people give it credit for. You get tired pretty quickly moving bikes around if you don't do it consistently. If you're not a super fit bloke as well, you will notice it, that's for sure. But if you're not used to like rolling around bikes in neutral by standing next to them, remember, you're holding the bike up as well as moving it, so it takes a bit of coordination. And if you're not practicing, you are easily able to drop it in that scenario. So take that into account. Like, just remember, just because it seems easy when other people do things doesn't mean that you're going to nail it. It's very, very possible that you could absolutely shit the bed and drop the bike as well. And there's nothing to be ashamed about. My friend, you could have easily gone then without even being a problem to that poor girl. But yeah, like I'm saying, it's easy to drop. As in, I've nearly waddled and dropped it when I was pushing the bike around the garage the first time I ever tried it. I wasn't almost dropping it, like you feel it fall and you go, oh, that's a bit heavy, and you're not used to it, so like it can catch you off guard pretty quickly. So just move it around. That's why when we do the learner's test in Australia, the first thing they make you do is actually push the bike around. What the hell are you doing, bus driver? Jesus Christ, man, just block the whole damn road, why don't you? Brother, what an absolute dope-beat bastard. Oh, at least it's going to be nice and sunny in the next little bit, but it's going to rain, I think, Thursday or tomorrow. Spring, well, that place is looking a little bit worse for wear. Tell you what, you find some interesting places when you're just going out for a ride for the sake of riding. You know what, we're going to go this way and just cheekily find out whatever's down this road, because I don't think I've really ever gone down this road in my life. I used to have to come down this like area a lot, but never down this road, because my old grandmother used to live down this way when she was alive. So times be changing, chief and chiefettes. I don't know what the woman equivalent of a chief is, unless they just call them chiefs as well. I'm telling you, kids, just practice riding your damn bikes, because now much like how they always say it's like riding a bicycle, your skills, you know, once you know them, you know them. It doesn't mean you're going to be good at them forever. Just because you know how to do something doesn't mean you're good at it, all right? Now, it's like, you can be a really good artist, but if you haven't drawn in years, you're a bit sloppy compared to what you used to be in your prime. Now, you'll still be able to draw, and people can still tell you can draw, but you ain't going to be doing all that kind of hella photorealism like you once did. I mean, probably unless you did it for like 40 years or something, you took a 5-year break. Oh. But, yeah, riding a motorbike, if you do it all the time, and then you stop for like 10 years and come back, you're going to be rusty as hell, dude, so just get the practicing. Don't feel ashamed. I feel like that's the thing that people tend to do, is when they practice, they feel embarrassed that they have to practice. No one ever looked at a student trying to practice something 1,000 times and laughed at him for practicing if they actually cared about the thing that they were doing. The only people would laugh at you are those who were, you know, dickheads. But anyone who knows a damn about anything will never look at someone willingly practicing something and then think ill of them, because practicing is how you get better at things, alright? That's just the nature of the world. And those who laugh at people for practicing, man, well, just shit. It's just not worth it. So just, if you feel like you're embarrassed for practicing, dude, just get on the bike, buy yourself an iridium visor so no one can see your face, if that's really what it takes, or a tinted visor. Because once no one can see you, oh, that helmet confidence will come out in full force swinging. And trust me, if you need that kind of confidence boost, that will make a tremendous difference to your ability to do stuff. You might even find yourself dancing at a set of lights. Now, my helmet is see-through and I don't give a shit. I'll dance at lights if I must. I find it quite funny. Oh, this choke point here will always suck. One for the road, boys and girls. I know I didn't neutral bomb it, but I didn't need to. I just wanted to hear it rev a little bit. Oh. But ladies and gentlemen, that's what I want you to do. I just want you to take home anything from this video that is in terms of the positive. Now, let me rephrase that so it makes sense in English. If there's anything I would like you to take home from this video, it's that doesn't matter how good you are, you can always practice and get better. That's why even the professionals still track day often. And if you're riding around in tight spaces, practice your tight parking, practice your really short, shallow U-turns, practice your backwards walking, practice walking the bike around. And don't be embarrassed to practice, dude. There's no shame in practicing riding. There's no shame in getting skills honed. If someone laughs at you, who cares? You're the one on the motorbike and they're not. And if other riders do it well, guess what? When they do a U-turn and drop the bike because they didn't practice, you can just sit there cackling like a damn witch, can't you? Man, humans are a little piece of shit sometimes, I'll tell you that much. Ooh, what a lovely, lovely area. We are quite busy. Why have I come out? Why do I always wake up so late that I have to record my videos at like peak hour time? If you're wondering why I'm a lazy shit, it's because my work clients just, I don't have any today, so I figured I might as well be lazy. Pick a lane, sir, my goodness. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have time for today. I do hope you enjoyed the video. Get out there on your two-wheeled steed and practice, practice, practice. I don't want to hear any people in my Discord dropping their motorbikes by trying to do U-turns and such, or like garage ones. But if you do, don't be ashamed. Everyone drops a bike at least once in their life, and if you haven't, you're either lying or you don't touch your bike enough. And, well, guess what? Dropping a bike is hurting. It hurts the soul, but at the end of the day, it's funny as shit, really. You'll laugh about it. I've never been super salty about dropping a bike. I've always laughed about dropping my bike. At the end of the day, sir, or ma'am, material items are replaceable. Doesn't matter how much you care about it, they will get damaged. So enjoy every bit of character that gets added on. A little bit of story is always fun. So take it easy, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it cheesy. Practice riding. Be safe. Be well. Join the Discord. Say g'day. And have a good day. Peace. Bye.